prepared a little demo with the and swatching all the grays, the normal grays and the signature gray, and mixing with the opposite side, the perfect opposite side in the brochure with the yellows, because the is a too dark, from too dark to yellow. Is a very interesting mixing, because many people asking me to create a very unique mixing. For example, one of the best mixing for my style is a neutral tint with Orioline cobalt yellow. The gray is starting for me for neutral tint, graphic gray. James Gray is one of the signature series, in Gen Blonde Gray, Pain Blue Gray, Pains Gray, Alvaro Caliente, and Alvaro Fresco is another signature series, and Joseph Warm Gray, Joseph Neutral Gray, and Joseph Cool is a 3 series. And after the new black and the other background black is a gray titanium. Gray titanium is a very unique gray, because it's the pigment white similar to titanium white. Is a simple titanium white, very dirt. And the graphic gray inside the pigment black 10. And all the another gray have a mixing of the various pigments. For example, neutral tint have a pigment black 6, pigment violet 19, and pigment black 15, and blue, sorry. And for example, another gray mixing for Gen Blonde pigment blue 29, pigment brown 7. Paints blue gray, pigment blue 16, and pigment black 6. Is a very mixed gray.
Gio, just before we proceed, let me introduce Anna Marie and Gabrielle, who usually help us. They both help us in fielding questions from Facebook and even here in Zoom. So feel free to type in your questions, or for our guests in Zoom, just simply unmute your microphone. Just now, Gio shared about he's actually using our color chart, and we will type in the chat. For those who are new with our color chart, we'll type in the chat a link for you to download the color chart. Same with in Facebook. All right, carry on, Gio.
Okay, this is a show for the all the grain. Is a signature series, and all the gray in a simple paper, 300 grams, and made from my wife. And this is another show after the with the granulating color and the black in the groups. This is very interesting for the luminosity and for the various check for the granulation. For example, the hematite is a little gray. The bloodstone is another little gray. Black tourmaline and ivory blacks, for example, is very light. And this is the show. Now I'm starting for the swatch with the simple gray, neutral tint, graphite gray. This neutral tint and graphite gray have the tube of pen and the sticks available. Paints blue gray, paints gray, and gray titanium. I started with directly from on the paper. Oops. This is a neutral tint. The neutral tint is very, very important for my style because it's a I use for the shadows and for the undertones. This is on tube. This is on sticks.
Jill,
Yeah.
how much water would you say you just added to that swatch?
Little drops of water. This is a sticks.
Sorry, which color is that again?
It's a neutral tint.
How do you spell
Neutral tint.
that? Oh, neutral tint. I'm sorry. So is the neutral tint meant to be used? I've never used that. Is that meant to be used as a color in and of itself? Because it looks very black.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And another is graphite gray. This is a neutral tint for the last swatch. And this is a graphite gray, is a beautiful, beautiful gray imitation of graphite pencil. Is more important for the shadows, but it's very, very covering.
Geo, does the graphite grey have a slight sparkle in it, like a lead would?
No, no.
Okay.
It's similar to pencil, but is not inside the sparkling. Not have inside. This is very, very opaque and covering when dry. This is on a tube, and this is on a sticks. Sorry. It's very dark to light. It's a beautiful, beautiful gray.
What paper are you using right now?
This is a Fabriano Artistico 100% cotton. Oops.
Bright white, extra white.
Yeah, extra white. I use only extra white because the color is more bright. And now I watching the Payne's blue gray is another beautiful scenes from 2017. Is a blue-gray perfect for cloudy and rainy landscape skies. It's a perfect tone.
And this color has pigment blue 60 with lamp black.
Yeah. And this is a Payne's gray.
The Payne's blue grey is very similar to an indigo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But lighter.
Yeah, it actually says that on the side of the tube. It says pigment in anthracene blue, pigment PB60 and PBK6.
Indigo is stronger.
This is blue gray and Payne's gray.
And the Payne's gray has ultramarine blue.
Yeah.
Yes, inside, yeah. Now I checked with the indigo for this is indigo.
So the Payne's gray should look a little warmer because it has a blue that has some warmth to it.
Indigo is stronger.
Does it have a slight granulation because of the ultramarine?
Yeah.
Yeah, little
Yes.
granulation.
Yes. Beautiful.
Very, very beautiful. The indigo is strong, is similar, but is very, very strong.
Yes.
Okay, and the last is gray titanium. Is a unusual gray, have a pigment white similar to titanium white inside. And is a warmer and beautiful. For example, I use the gray titanium with buff titanium when I painting the streets, the walking streets for pedestrian, the pavement.
The sidewalks.
Yeah. In this moment, for example, I started a new paint for Los Angeles landscape, and I use this color for the pavement because it's very, very light and warmer.
Are you familiar, Giovanni?
Yeah.
Do any of these have really beautiful granulation or blossoms?
Qualcuno c'ha delle fioriture.
Yeah, absolutely. I try on the piece of paper. Okay. I create with the Payne's blue gray. Is very, very beautiful effect.
That's beautiful.
And now I try with spray bottle or more water and create the very interesting movement.
Which paper is this?
This is a Fabriano Artisio, but silk under 40 grams,
300 pound.
300 pounds. It's more strong, accepted more water. Okay.
Thank you, Gio. May we
What?
see that? Thank you. May we see that painting again in like 20 or 30 minutes so that we can see how it dries?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And now I'm showing the signature series. The first is James Gray from Jane Blundell, the Su Albaro Castagnetti, Fresco and Caliente, and 3 Joseph, warm, cool, and neutral. Okay. James Gray.
Jane's Gray has ultramarine blue and burnt sienna.
Yeah, pigment brown inside.
I think the story I read on the website, because you can go on Daniel Smith website and read how some of these colors came about. And Jane Bardot, right? Jane would go to England because she's in Australia, and the gray was different in England.
Yeah, yeah. This is James Gray and now Alvaro Fresco. For example, I remember during the Alvaro workshop in Rome, the first time, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I don't remember very well. I created the gray with lavender and some various parts of brown, blue, sienna. Very interesting mixing. And now I create this beautiful gray tone. This is a fresco. Very beautiful.
Geo, when I did my workshop with Alvaro, he didn't have this color yet, and he would mix everything on his palette together and call it palette mud, and it would turn out to these beautiful grays.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have PV29, PV15, and PW6.
Yeah. This is Caliente, is a warmer Alvaro gray. Is a perfect tone. Alvaro, for example, used this tone in a more wash, more first wash or second wash in a landscape. It's very different to cool and warm, but very, very beautiful.
We're seeing some warm because there's the burnt sienna and lamp black this time.
Yeah. And now starting with Joseph Zbukovic series is warm. Check the difference from Alvaro to Joseph. Is Caliente is warmer and warm to Joseph, but it is a little bluish inside. It's very different. It's a personality of artist.
It says on the dot card that Joseph Z's warm gray does granulate also. It is a granulating color.
Yeah,
Maybe we can explore that also.
yeah,
in a
This is
puddle.
when I dry, for example, Joseph warm, Joseph neutral, and Joseph cool. Little granulation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I believe that's the yellow ochre that's granulating. Because the other colors that are in there is a quinacridone and a lamp black.
Yeah. And this is a cool, Joseph cool. Joseph cool is similar to Fresco Alvaro, but is a little darker. The
Meno
diff
blu, c'ho meno blu.
is minus blue inside.
That's blue.
And the last, Joseph neutral gray.
Is Joseph's neutral grey similar to neutral tint?
No,
No, no.
È vero?
It's different because the neutral is
Guarda.
from
guarda,
Joseph is a,
guarda.
for example, this is a neutral tint, and this is neutral Joseph. Neutral tint is bluish. Neutral Joseph is gray.
has
it's
graphite
no.
gray.
It's more little similar to graphite, little graphite.
Veramente la neura che-
This is
Metterla vicino.
the neutral
No, è
tint,
bianco.
the last show.
It's
different.
very different, isn't it?
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
it's totally different. Yeah.
Poi rimetticela vicino la neutra.
Okay. I show another neutral tint for the check the difference. In fresco. In wet. Oh, sorry. It's bluish. I'm mixing together. And create the blossom. Very interesting effects.
Was that sodalite you mixed with it?
Sorry?
What color was that you just swatched into the other?
Joseph neutral.
Is it Joseph neutral and neutral tint?
How pretty. That's
Yeah.
nice together.
Absolutely. Okay, now I show them another swatch, but the connection all the gray is a little exercise to connection all the gray. I prepare my ceramic palette and starting with neutral tint. Is graphite gray. And the last mixing all together and starting with yellow. Jeans gray. Jeans blue gray. Space gray. Paro caliente. Fresco. Joseph warm. Joseph neutral.
While he is laying out the colors, I'm curious if any of the brand ambassadors have a favorite color that they prefer working with when it comes to gray.
Yeah.
My favorite's neutral tint. I go back to it all the time. It can be
Absolutely.
very dark. It can be very dark, or it can be mixed with other colors, give beautiful tonal variations to any color.
Yeah. The neutral tint is fundamental for me. Okay, now I show all together, but I connection.
I think my favorite are the Paynes. The Paynes blue gray for sweet, soft backgrounds, and then the Paynes gray as a convenience color where I want to add a dark contrast or a quick shadow.
Thank you.
Graphite gray, jeans gray,
What about you, Anna?
Mine is
Marie?
lunar black.
I'm partial to granulating, so I'm often in the Primatech neutrals. Thanks.
Spain gray,
Oh, that's so beautiful. Look at how they all get along. I love that.
yeah, it's a connection to the gray because it's a beautiful gradient. And the granulation inside is very interesting.
I like to mix a lot of complementaries together to get my grays. But I also really do enjoy graphite gray, gray titanium when I need some nice body. When you're painting something and it needs to look a little less transparent, more opaque, I'll add these colors to them.
So that explains when you are talking about grays, you often talk about a colorful gray because you're mixing the complementaries. So you mix your own complementary. You wouldn't use something like Jane's gray, which is already pigment blue 29 and pigment brown 7, that red sienna with ultramarine.
Well, I would say not say never, because I like trying out all of the Daniel Smith colors. And so there's a special spot on my palette where I can add a couple other colors to play with. And so sometimes when you're out plein air painting, you only have a short amount of time because shadows are moving, the sun is moving. And due to time restraints, sometimes, yes, it's nice to have some kind of neutral tint, where if it's Master Z's or Jeans or Alvaro's.
This is a connection all the gray and signature series and a normal gray. It's very beautiful gradient. Gray
Oh,
scale.
so cool. That's like fireworks for us color people. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Has anyone ever sprayed them with alcohol?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Texturing.
And mixing all.
Oh. Yeah.
Gio, are you spraying normal water or that is alcohol?
This is a still water. Distilled water.
Can you use alcohol as previously asked? Do you have alcohol close to yourself?
No. Don't use the alcohol. And the mixing all the gray, I create the perfect unique tone.
You can, yeah, you can just use a little bit of vodka.
Don't waste the vodka.
We don't use
Or
that
maybe
much,
some
but it's
wine.
fun.
Okay, it's very, very beautiful. And now mixing in the palette, ceramic palette. And a beautiful tone. Now I'm starting for the mixing with the yellow, because I select the yellow, because the yellow, sorry, is the opposite side in the scale and in the brochure. It's perfect for checking the light and dark. Now, starting, for example, for the neutral tint. Normal neutral tint with, for example, bismuth vanadate. I use only the yellow with only the sticks. The little drops. For create the beautiful green tone gray. And is the spray. And mixing. Okay. Another mixing is Payne's gray. Neutral tint and bismuth vanadate.
Buffy, can you remind us what you used for your gray clouds? Was it a permatech color?
You're making me think. So with the clouds, I use the lunar blue, and I like the kyanite. Recently though, I've switched up and I've been mixing grays for my clouds because, crazy enough, it's been snowing in California. And so I've been mixing French ultramarine with transparent red oxide, and then French ultramarine with the enviro-friendly brown iron oxide. And you get these super exciting, granulating, color separating, crazy grays. So I've been having a lot of fun with those mixes too. Thank you for asking.
Thanks for sharing. I like crazy grays.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear if any of the other people participating and listening have a favorite gray that they enjoy working with or have worked with. Thanks.
This is a Payne's gray and New Gamboge. And mixing with spray. And create another beautiful gray tone, mixing all together. More water.
I love these demos because for whatever reason, I would never think to add yellow to a gray mix. I don't know why, but it just escaped me. And then seeing Giovanni's mix here, I'm thinking of all the possibilities, like in florals and, you know, treescapes and landscapes. And so I just love these shares. They teach us so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And unusual mix now is a graphite gray and nickel yellow. Wet on wet. The graphic gray is very coloring, very opaque. but the beautiful separating.
Gio, what would you use this color combination for?
This combination is for my painting or for all the styles.
Yes, yes, yes.
For my painting, the combination with gray and yellow for especially for undertone the yellow, and for the pavement in the landscape, urban street shade, and for all the style is okay for the floral, for the still life undertone. Is a beautiful combination because it is a very opposite side in the color scale, and created the very dark and undertone green. Gray.
Steven on Facebook wants to know what
Bill, are you
is
talking
the
right now? 'Cause I can't hear
darkest
anything.
of grays?
The darkest gray is this is for me. Okay, now apply more drops of nickelaggio.
Yeah, I use the graphite grey when I'm painting cars, and the old cars would have a lot of chrome. Graphite grey works very well with like a cerulean blue and a raw umber to get that that kind of chrome look.
And graphite gray actually has no graphite in it. It's all a synthetic color with no gray, actual graphite. It was fun to enter a show that you weren't allowed to have more than 20% pencil and then turn in a all graphite gray painting.
I understand it's a synthetic graphite.
Another mixing now is a gray titanium and Orioline.
That sounds like fun, Gabriel. Graphite gray painting in a limited pencil competition. Nice work.
Working with. Sorry for my son boys. Very, very light.
What is the brush that you're using today?
It's an Italian brand, Borciani and Bonazzi, but I break the last part of this is.
Thank you.
Welcome. And Aureolin is a cobalt yellow. It's very light, graphite gray and cobalt yellow. It's a perfect for the grain, cereal grain, sunflower files tone. This mixing. Apply more gray titanium. Another drops of Orioline. Right bottom. And mixing the light, gray titanium and Orioline.
Okay, Gabriel, I had to look up my cloud mix. I forgot my own recipe. So for my sky color, I'll drop in some French ultramarine. And then the shadow color of the cloud, I'll use lunar blue. And then the deep shadows of the cloud, I'll use Payne's gray. So you get those three colors mixing together, which is really pretty too.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing.
And the last, I painting the little demon. I create only with the gray. I create the chrome effect. I try to create the chrome effect because when I painting, when I teach on my students, when I painted the silver, I use only the gray scale. When I paint the gold, I use only the ochre and yellow scale. Don't paint with the shimmer or the gold, the pearlescent color. And I use mixing all together. It's a simple demo.
Are you painting us a spoon?
Sorry, Gabriel?
Are you painting us a spoon?
Yes.
I like it.
Thank you. Very, very, very fast for me.
I mean, I'd much rather like it if I had some ice cream in the spoon, but
Now I
Wasn't that last week or 2 weeks ago? And then we all left hungry.
that was cheesecake or something.
Chocolate cake. Is that right?
Chocolate cake.
From Leonard
Ooh.
Lai.
like
What size is that tiny brush you're using, Gio?
zero brush, zero number.
It's a double BB brush.
Yeah, that would be. Now I use another color for create. This is a reflection of my wall studio.
Anyone from our guests who painted along, swatched along with Gio and would like to share their swatch today? Linda? Oh, okay. Yay. Let me put you on the spotlight. You ready? Oh, you're on mute. Your mic is on mute.
I didn't paint a swatch today, but I started a painting with lunar black, and then I put graphite gray in the background, and it was so dense that I don't think if you can see it, but I put sandpaper on it.
Can you lift it up a little bit? There.
And the
You just did
sandpaper
that now?
really brought the graphite gray out beautiful.
Okay,
Are
are
you
you
saying-
saying the question?
Are you saying that you sanded down your paper?
I did
After you-
after I painted it.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a granulating over here. This is the only place I sanded. But,
What grade of sandpaper are we talking?
oh, very, very fine, probably 800, 400. I didn't, but it's a rough paper. this is probably, this is a Fabriano rough. Okay, I'm done.
Look at those tubes behind Linda.
Very nice.
Yeah. What's holding your tubes of paint?
Oh,
Is that the lipstick holder thing?
oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have been using Daniel Smith for 10 years and only Daniel Smith,
Oh,
nothing else.
I love your organization.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jealous.
thanks for sharing, Linda.
Thank you. Take me off.
Gabrielle, I think I remember you doing a tonal study where you painted the greys in first, then you did the second wash of color over. So you basically put your shadows and your definition in first before you put your color in. Is that correct?
I do. I actually have a sample that I just did this week for my students, right here. And so this is really bad lighting right now, ladies and gentlemen, but we have right here a neutral tint of some sorts. And then we've got like a graphite gray. And then we've got some, this should be a little more darker. It's just the lighting's really bad, I apologize. And then we got this lovely mixtures of grays and minute chroma. Thank you
Those are
Thank you.
great.
for asking.
Thanks, Gabriel.
And the last,
But yes,
have
values does all the work and color gets all the credit, they say.
I could share those clouds and those mixes if you guys want to
Yeah.
see them. So one that I forgot to mention was the Amazonite, which is a Primatech with quinacridone red. I mean, who would have thought, right? An Amazonite. So I liked that you get these great moody grays, but you can also get such a span of value with the two colors. So this is fun. And I don't think you could see it on camera, but it leaves little whispers of the Amazonite green in the painting for you to get like really close. And then the cloud mixes I was talking about were the French Ultra with the lunar blue. And then I put the Payne's gray. So you get a little bit of gray in there on your clouds. This one's, I really like this one because this one you can see the lunar blue pulling away from the Payne's. So it kind of creates these magic happenings. And then these are the mixes I've been playing with lately. This one is the French Ultramarine with the transparent red oxide, and you can see how you can go from cool to warm. And then the enviro-friendly brown iron oxide with the French Ultramarine also gives you this great span, but it's a magic mix because you get the brown that pulls away from the blue when it dries. And so you can get some exciting color separations and granulation. So like here's an example of it in a like quick warm-up painting that I did.
Cool.
And it's fun to see how the colors interact and how they'll dry. And then here is another painting I did in demo. If you can see it all, but it creates cool grays even up to a black, but it also has all these fun happenings. So yeah, I love the Payne's grays, but I also love mixing my own to get the granulation and the color separations. Thank you for letting me share.
Thanks for
What
sharing.
was the gray that you used in your painting that got into the Women's Watercolor International?
The flowers or the rocks?
Either or.
So in the flowers was Payne's blue gray, And then my rocks, you know what? I can show you those. Those are really pretty. Let's see if it'll show up or not. Oh, darn light. But this one, gosh, what did I use? Lunar black. So this one was a few different colors, as you can see. And I did use some French ultramarine in this. You can see the lunar earth, how if you apply it thickly, it'll crack and get you some neat effects. And then the lunar black can really pull away. I used a little tiny bit of ink, I think, in here, and splatters of raw sienna. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun. Thanks for asking, Gabriel.
For sure.
Thank you, Buffy.
You're welcome.
Now I finish the very fast. I use all the gray and another color, the organic vermilion and cobalt teal blue for the reflection. This is a painting and this is a real. Simple with gray.
Voila.
Very fast. Thank you to all.
Thank you. Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, there's a shadow. Okay, there's a shadow.
The shadow
On the
is
other side
a
of the
is
screen.
a only neutral tint. This is a gray titanium and all this mixing all the gray.
And is that your reflection I see in that spoon?
Yep.
Yeah. It's very fast for me.
Way too cool.
And now time for the lettering.
Yeah. The lettering. Okay.
Do you have a smaller brush for the lettering?
I write inside my name.
Zoom in, we need to see a little closer.
Selfie spoon.
Gio, Anna said that's the ambassadors or the Daniel Smith apron reflected on the spoon. So it's-
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the cobalt teal blue is a color on my wall. This is color on my wall. And the red is my apron. This is my name.
Oh.
Thank you to all, guys.
Thank you, Gio. There's quite a number of requests for the color listing. So we mentioned, Gio, that we will later today, we will post on our socials the colors that you swatch. So the swatch along with the color information that goes to Sandy and a few more who requested further information. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gio,
Thank
for
you to all.
leading us to this activity today, to Gabrielle and Anna Marie for helping us with questions, and the rest, Caroline, and I know Stella is also in the room. You want to share about this artwork, Anna Marie? I'll put you on spotlight.
Oh yeah.
Your mic is
Yes.
on mute. Okay.
I wanted to share, I was able to watch along with Giovanni, and the graphite gray had some very interesting granulation. Let's see if I can get that on. Some really interesting granulation that happened. It's very subtle and beautiful, but with nuance there. And so the cadmium is a cadmium yellow medium and cadmium yellow light. Here we have neutral tint and graphite. Thanks for leading us in this, Giovanni. That was spectacular.
Thank you too. Beautiful.
Can we see the one that Anna asked to see once it's dry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sorry. This is a mixing.
It always seems like it takes time for the granulation to blossom, to come through.
There we go.
This is dry.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Back up a little.
Mm.
And this is the swatch, all the gray, dry. and the water flow down and create a granulation.
Looks like a stormy afternoon in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I learned so much.
Thank you to all. Is that swatch dry?
This is all so valuable.
Yeah. Oh, look at that one where you merged the two and added the splatters.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
The
Love
ink
it.
and work.
We'll help post color information for all of these drawdowns that Gio did. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. Please join us again tomorrow. We will have our guest artist will be Michael Solovev. And Michael will not only show us his ways with watercolor, but he will also share some tips or more of like new discoveries with this new painting medium, gouache. So don't miss it. It's 10:30 a.m. PST tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Anne.